of Holly. La 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 la.
Hey y'all, hey, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, what up though? My name is Jessica Lauren and I'm super passionate about helping go-getters ditch those excuses, do the work, and make it happen. So if you're into productivity, getting your mind right, planning, and all that jazz, go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you know when I post stuff, and then grab some popcorn, some coffee, some tea, and let's sit down and have a conversation, okay? Okay, so what are we talking about today? Y'all, I just finished one of the biggest launches in my stationery business lifespan. Seriously, this last launch that I did kicked my butt. It was huge. I made a huge digital planner. I'm not a graphic designer by trade. I just had to kind of learn as I went, and it just took a lot out of me because not only was I preparing for this launch as far as designing goals, I was also dealing with email marketing, social media marketing, trying to be a present mom, trying to be present to my boo, trying to take care of my health and all that jazz. It was a mess because I was waking up every day at 4 a.m., not going to bed till 11 p.m. I'm a stay-at-home mom to a very busy 2-year-old. So when I be home, I'll be on the go. And I just finished the launch. It went really, really well. Thank you to everybody that purchased a Life Essentials planner. And so it was literally the next day after launch. I went into my office, grabbed my computer, and I was about to sit down and start working on the next drop that's happening in January. Now, mind you, we are at the end of December. I'm a pretty ambitious girly. I love the work that I do. I love that I'm able to show up in this way, and I love learning new things. Like I said, I'm not a graphic designer, but it's been pretty cool to learn Adobe InDesign and just learn how to create. I really enjoy doing that. But as I was pulling out my computer at 4 a.m. the day after a successful launch, I'm like, hold on, I think you're missing the plot. Like, you missing the plot of this whole story. Once you achieve a big goal, it is okay to sit your ass down and rest. And I was like, wait, like, what do you mean rest? I got things to do, people to see. Listen, I'm building this empire. There is no such thing as rest for me. You feel me? I got stuff to do. And it was really in that moment that I just had this thought, like, you pushing yourself to keep going and to do something else when you're already exhausted, when you're already burnt out, when you're already cranky, when you already feel like you're running on empty. On top of the holidays coming up, on top of you having to host and wrap gifts and shop and all, do you think that's a wise decision? Do you think that's the right move to make when you're already at such a deficit? And you know what? The ambitious Jessica and the tired Jessica had to go to blows because there's this belief inside of me, and we can, attribute this to hustle culture, the Gary V's of the world for teaching me this. Is like every minute that you have is an opportunity to get closer to that goal. It's the opportunity to get to the money. It's the opportunity every second. And while I do believe that, I also am like, hey, excuse me, I'm not a machine. I am not a robot. I am a 3-dimensional human being who want to spend time with her child, who want to love up on her man, who just want to sit down and catch up on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, baby. I need to see what's going on with Mary and Robert Jr. and Angie K. Like, it's okay that I desire to want to go higher in my career, but I also desire to have a well-rounded, fully lived, beautiful life. And I didn't quit jobs and do all of that to become my own boss, to become a slave to my own business. Like, girl, that's not part of the metric. So today I just want to talk about how at this part of the year where everything is slowing down, baby, if I show you outside, it is gray and sad and dreary. Ain't no leaves on these trees, but that's a part of nature. It's time to slow down and rest. The bears, they're hibernating, honey. The squirrels is in the trees with their nuts and bolts and screws, honey. Why in our right minds as humans do we think that we get to skip this part of the natural ecosystem of things, that we could just keep on pushing, keep on going, and not suffer from burnout, not suffer from mental and physical exhaustion? That don't make sense. So I'm like, you know what? Let me take my cues from Mother Nature, from Earth, from God, and slow down. So I'm inviting you to slow down with me with some practical tips and things that have been helping me as I'm just trying to decenter myself from this launch. All I was thinking since I started like in June working on things, launch, plan. My brain was literally to capacity just thinking those thoughts about that one subject. And now it's just like, oh, I just want a break so I can just be present and human and all of that jazz. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Let's get into it. Okay, so it's the end of the year, and I bet you got your new planners, you got your vision boards ready to go, you got your images on Pinterest, you cutting stuff out of Essence, just trying to get your vision together for 2025. But before you do all that, I beg you to just stop and reflect, take a chill pill, and just spend some time being intentional about looking back, right? Before you can make your next best steps, you have to go back and reflect. As much as we want to move past it, it's like, no, sit back and ask yourself, what worked well this year? How did I feel this year? What was my best parts of the year? What were my worst? What was my highest? What was my lowest? What were my accomplishments? What were my biggest challenges? Sit down and just reflect on that. One of my favorite things to do is honestly go through my phone, through the photos, and just look month by month, especially because iPhone make you those little movies or memories. Play those, go on Instagram, look at the archives and see like, how was my life this year? Because we like to barrel forward and keep it moving and keep it pushing and go into 2025 without checking back within and being like, hold on, before I can make any goals, I need to sit down and figure out how I felt about this year that we're living in now so that I can make more informed decisions as I am setting forth goals and habits and routines and I'm praying about some stuff. Let me figure out what did or didn't work in the previous times, right? Once you start to ask yourselves those questions, then and only then can you start to craft and draft a plan for this next upcoming season in your life without sitting down to just relax and reflect. You just starting all willy-nilly. And while that's fine, sometimes in my life I'm realizing like, nah, I need a little bit of break in between, right? Like it's like when you're cooking, honey, when you get that pie out the oven, as tempting as it is to just dig right in, we all know that you gotta let the stuff cool off for a sec. Just give it a minute to rest. Let the chicken sit down for a little bit before you go annihilating, right? We have to do that with our goals and dreams as well. So if you're like me and you're super ambitious, always on the go, always working on something, and you genuinely don't know how to rest, here's just some practical tips on how to just kind of slow down and just be intentional about letting your brain take a break, okay? Okay, if resting, like staying in the bed past 8 o'clock, physically you can't do it, or you are still like your natural rhythm is still go to bed at 11, wake up at 4, like resting literally is hard for you, or you're just not a nap person, whatever the case may be, you can still rest. And it doesn't necessarily have to be sleeping, but it can be about refilling your cup. So it's resting for you, just going on a solo date to your favorite coffee house and drinking a nice little hot cocoa while they playing the jazz in the background and you playing Stardew Valley. Like, is that rest for you? Is resting just spending time with your friends and family? Like normal you would be like, no, I have things to do, I cannot come to that Friendsgiving, that Friends Christmas, no. But is rest in the season like, you know what, actually I am going to carve out time to be intentional about spending time with my people, right? Could rest just be like literally sitting down? When I sit down, I'm like, let me grab, like my son right now, he's napping. This might not be the best example because I'm like, oh, while he's napping, let me record a video. See, I'm still unlearning. But typically I grab my computer and I'm like, okay, I could write a newsletter, I could write out a script, I could do this, I could update my editorial calendar. Yesterday when I was like, okay, I'm not ready for a nap, but I'm gonna sit here with him, what can I do? I literally just opened up a book. Y'all know I'm a big audiobook listener, but I was like, ooh, we could pick up our ebook and just read. I can, if you're a knitter or crochet, baby, break out them needles and just sit down, go ahead and get a coloring book and just color. That could be restful if sleeping ain't your jam. And please, let me tell you something. Get some sleep too. Get some genuine rest. The other day, I slept till, I think it was like 6:30, 6:40. When I tell you, I woke up like, this life is beautiful. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Like, I felt so re-energized by just sleeping 2 more hours later than I normally do. So get that rest. Nothing wrong with trying to align yourself with the highest, bestest version of yourself. But the person that you are right now, she still deserves some love and honor and to be celebrated. So, you know, as I was like, okay, on to the next one. Yeah, I launched. Oh, I had some sales. Oh, that's good. Gone. I'm like, The Jessica from June, the Jessica from July, the Jessica from August that was stressed out, tagged, couldn't even see straight because she was working so hard. She deserves a little bit more than that. She deserves some rest, some praise, some celebration. So how do you celebrate yourself in the midst of resting and reflecting? Like I said, it could be something so simple as like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to this little winery and just have a celebratory glass of wine by myself. So I could just, this could be it. Y'all, this ring right here, can you see it? I got this from Majori, and this, I bought this for myself in 2021. I don't know if you can see the inside, but on it, it's inscribed Abundant AF. And this was after a launch that I did back in 2021 or 2022. This was my reward. I had been wanting this ring for the longest, and I just wouldn't buy it for myself. And it was like, after you launch, no matter the circumstances or like no matter the results of it, get yourself this ring. If there's something small or big that you've been wanting, whether it's a ring, an iPad, a new, whatever the case may be, or if you just like, listen, I just want to go get a massage, do that. Do something to celebrate and reward your hard work, right? That way it doesn't have to be hooked to results like, oh, I can only celebrate if I get 50 sales, or oh, I can only celebrate if I hit, you know, something that's kind of out of your control. No, regardless, if you accomplish something this year, I want you to reward yourself, whether that's just an hour of silence in your office by yourself with a candle lit. Do something to reward yourself. You deserve it. You worked hard for it. And I know we all aspire to do more and be the sassier, jazzier versions of ourselves, but you right now are worthy of your love. You are worthy of your celebration. So give that to yourself, okay? And I'm just talking to myself as I'm talking to you as per usual. Like, I need this message as well. If you do have the planning bug, it's nothing wrong with that, right? Like I'm already geeked up about 2025. So I'm already working on like vision boards and working out my plans for the month. But what I'm doing, instead of like starting off with a bang and with these big, audacious, scandalous goals, I'm like, let's start small. Let's ease into it, because I don't want to, in 30 days from now, 30 days from the first of the year, to be burnt out, exhausted, tired, grumpy, none of that. So as you're reflecting and you're getting ideas for how you want 2025 to shape up, start it easily. What are some easy goals that'll give you some easy wins that won't take all of your energy, all of your time, all of your focus, so that you can honor the 3D version of you? There is more to you than this YouTube channel. There is more to you than your business. There is more to you than whatever side projects or big projects you have. Let the part of you that just want to have a hobby shine. Let the part of you that wants to spend time with friends and family shine, right? So I would say that's my biggest point of advice as you're wrapping up this year and thinking about next year, is set yourself up so that you're starting January with intentionality and slowly, right? Because you don't want to go in full force and then burn out by February. I've been there, done it. And we'll do a whole planning video together, just planning January and how to take big goals and make them into more easy, actionable steps in the next video. So stay tuned for that. So that's it for today's video. I hope it encourages you to just slow down, to give yourself permission to just be still for a little bit, and give yourself, before you start prepping and planning and big upping the 2025 version of yourself, to stop and just honor where you are now and how far you've come. And that deserves some of your praise and attention and celebration. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining in on this journey with me this whole year. Thank you so much for you guys that bought planners and stickers. If you're new here and you're like, what the hell is she talking about? I have my own stationery company. I just launched the Life Essentials digital planner. It comes in a bundle, so check that out. The link will be in description. If you made it to this part of the video, if you made it this far, I want you to leave a blue heart, and that way I'll know like who's been watching to the end. Y'all, I love you. Hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share, turn on that notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.